What's going on, YouTube? Listen, I'm gonna keep this short and quick because I gotta get out of here. I would like to speak more on this. Of course, I'm gonna speak more on this. I definitely want to go live and talk about this card. But this Matchroom versus Queensberry card is phenomenal. Like, this is groundbreaking. Like, this is history for me. I mean, they've been slowly building it up with these cards out in Saudi Arabia since the day of reckoning. Like, that card was crazy. But this card here, the quality of the fights on this card are way greater than that Day of Reckoning card. Not to diss that card, because that card was excellent too. But this card here, this is the greatest card. I don't want to say it's the greatest card of all time because I wouldn't know. But this is the greatest. I've been on YouTube for 10 years now. All right. And I've been watching boxing since I was a kid. This is the greatest card that I can remember as far as quality fights, back to back to back. All of these fights, just about all of these fights could be main events. All right. Exception for maybe like two of them. All of these fights are legit. Once upon a time, you take one of these fights, like if you take a Wilder against Zhilei Zhang, you would take that fight. We would get that card. It would be a pay-per-view. It'll be some okay undercard fights to it, and we'll be paying $85. This card here, I don't know what the pay-per-view is going to cost, but this is the greatest card I've ever had to discuss or cover on this channel. And I'm going to treat it as such, because what this shows is that if you're a fighter and you're doing your thing and you're climbing up to the ladder, you are going to get rewarded. Because I'm sure these guys are getting paid very well to be on this card. They agree on something like this that wouldn't have been done before. I'm sure they are probably getting, if not their highest purse, close to it. You know what I mean? And even for the fighters like Nick Ball, who didn't technically win that fight against Ray Vargas, most people feel that he won that fight, and he's getting rewarded against Raymond Ford. And I think that is low-key, as far as the undercard, that is probably low-key the best matchup. That's going to be an excellent fight. I think that's the most 50-50 out of all of these 50-50 fights. But I think that is the most 50-50 fight out of this whole card. All right. This is the best card. This is the best card, period. There's no other card. I just watched. Look at the Canelo card coming up. This is reinventing, and I said this on Twitter. This is reinventing what a pay-per-view is supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to. If I'm paying, give me quality fights. They don't have to be the biggest names. Every little thing that you want, you got big names on this card like Deontay Wilder. You got the hardcore fantasy matchup between Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, which is the best fight in boxer, in my opinion. Not only am I getting the best fight, but I'm getting an excellent undercard. I think the only fight on this card that I heard about it, but I didn't know that they were going to actually go with it, is the Austin Williams against Hamza Shiraz. I love that fight. That is a great fight. But I can't wait. I'm going to definitely make more content. I want to go live probably tomorrow morning to talk about this fight more. To talk about this card more. But just going through the card, you got Arthur Beterbiev against Dmitry Bivol, undisputed at light heavyweight. Again, this is a fight that I've been back and forth for years. I picked Bivol. I picked Beterbiev. Bivol is actually my personal favorite of the two. But more recently, I've been leaning towards Beterbiev to win this fight. I can't wait to start breaking down that fight and get into the film study, because I'm not 100% sure where I'm at with it, You got Wilder against Zhang, that's a completely 50-50. That is a super 50-50 right there. It's another fight that everything is on the line. Like what Wilder was saying, everything is on the line. He gotta win this fight. And Young gotta win too. Because they're both in position to get another big fight at some point. But they gotta win this fight. You know, Wilder needs, it's a must win. Forget what you're getting paid, and this is a must win. And I like his energy in this fight, or at least in the presser today. Because there was no, like, when he faced off against Young, he wasn't all super, like, I don't want him to be all, you know, I've been on Wilder's, you know, I've been, well, some of you think I pick on him. Cool. But I like when Wilder is dead serious. I don't like when he's going up there smiling in everybody's face. Blessings, blessings. Nah, I don't like that shit. He needs to be in complete kill mode. Like, you know, I want to destroy this guy. There's no other way. You are not a technical boxer. All that running around he did against Joseph Parker, nah. You need to go in there wanting to knock this guy's head off. And I think the style matchup fits him better than it did with Joseph Parker. I already talked about, but I'll talk more about that in the future. Daniel Dubois against Filip Hrgović. Didn't know that they sparred already. Didn't know that Filip already got the better of him. Very good fight. Daniel Dubois, you know, coming off that Jared Miller. Big fight, big win. But this is a different level. I'm leaning towards Filip Hrgović to win this one. I'm probably going to be my final pick as well. I just think skillfully he's better. I'm just a little bit more impressed with him, but you can't sleep on Daniel Dubois because he has improved. He has power, and it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? Raymond Ford, Nick Ball, again, I told you this is probably the best matchup on the undercard in my opinion. It's crazy because Raymond Ford, even at 126, is not tall, but Nick Ball was so much smaller than him, but it doesn't matter. We already know that Ball is a beast. I do think he won that fight against Ray Vargas. I think he should be champion right now, but I'm glad he's getting another opportunity, and I think this is a tough fight for Ray Ford. You know, I think this might even be his toughest fight. All right, so I love this fight. The only fight that I'm really not that familiar with is the only fighter is Willie Hutchinson. I'll be honest. Everybody on this card I've at least seen multiple times, at least twice. But I'm not familiar with Willie Hutchinson. I'm not even sure if I've seen him fight before. Maybe I have on the undercard, but I'm not familiar with him. Okay, I'm very familiar with Craig Richards, so I can't give you a pick because I don't know what Willie Hutchinson brings to the table. I know Craig is good. I know Craig took a break for a while. I think from what I remember, he lost to Joshua Buatsi, and I think he took some time off a little bit, all right? And I know he recently came back and fought. And I did see that fight, but I'm not familiar with Willie Hutchinson, so I can't even give you my thoughts. But as far as Ammo Williams against Hamza Shiraz, again, another fight that I think is sort of 50-50. I'm leaning a little bit towards Hamza to win, though. But, again, it's not much there between them two. Like, this is a fight. They're both stepping up here. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's where I'm going with it. But, again, best card ever that I know of. Best card ever. I would love to hear the views of the OGs. You know, the Blood Boxings, the Boxing Beats and Rhymes. My guy, I always listen to his videos. I would love to hear what they have to say about this card and its status of like greatness compared to the history of boxing, because I don't remember a card having this many good quality fights all at once. These are 6 fights, all legit fights. From what I understand, the only person I don't know is Willie Hutchinson. I don't know him. But all the other fights are legit. Like, legit fights. So, I'm happy. And also, how do I forget? The press conferences. Like, the press conference was good. The promo. Did you guys see the promo? It was like a mini film. They keep elevating on these promos. The promos has been great. Ngannou, the Francis Ngannou Joshua promo was freaking amazing. The Day of Reckoning promo, but they just keep elevating every single time with these promos. This promo was like a gruesome. They're like gruesome, like gritty, like short films. It's like the whole. I have to rewatch it. It was that good. I can't wait to sit down and rewatch it again. It was that good. The promo, salute to Eddie Hearn. I mean, salute to Frank. But salute to Eddie Hearn, because I've been saying I don't even like boxing promoters, but I've said Eddie is by far the best promoter. Why? Because he promotes the fights better than anyone. You know what I mean? Promoters, they get on the stage, they talk on a microphone, a podium when a fight is up. Eddie, around the clock, doing interviews. All right? He's doing interviews every day. He's on YouTube every day talking about somebody. That's promoting. You go on this stage and you're talking about how much you want to beat Frank Warren in his card, and you selling it like where it gets no, like, we know that they're friends now and we know that they do business together, but he went up there and talked that shit. Like, my guys is going to wash your guys up. That's promoting. That's promoting a fight. Not just making a fight, but actually talking and selling your fighters. For the fighters don't have to always sell themselves. A lot of people say, oh, Terrence Crawford is boring because he doesn't really say much in between this, that. Okay, cool. We see what Ryan is doing, right? Ryan is selling himself. But the promoters, what do the promoters do? The promoters just make the fight. They seem like that's all they do. I don't hear them talking. Sell your fighter. And that's what Eddie Hearn is doing. I think he is the best. And it's not even close. I think it's him and then everybody else. Because everybody else is the same. Everyone else is the same. Believe it or not, I don't like Leonard Ellaby, because I disagree with a lot of shit he say. I do. When he talks about other fighters, when it comes to him protecting his fighters, he's one of the best. When it comes to talking, he's one of the best. When it comes to giving us an explanation why certain fights should be made against his fighters, that's why I dislike him. But when it comes to talking and defending his fighters, he's going to do that. He's going to piss the world off. And that's how he gets people to listen to him. Now, I think that is a promotion. Whether you like that guy or not, Leonard Ellaby, that is promo. It doesn't always make sense, but he gets people attention. And I think that's how a good promoter is supposed to operate. A lot of these other promoters, they get up there and they wait until the fight and the event. And so they'll do a few interviews, but sell your fighter. Sell your event. And I think that's what Eddie is a level above everybody else, in my opinion. Everybody else. And this card here is just changing. Seeing Wilder up there with Eddie, explaining why he's there. All right? Wilder, I know. You've been wanting to take these fights. You couldn't. And you couldn't say it. I know. Your fans may not know, but a lot of us know. It wasn't you. I've been saying that. It wasn't you. Now, you said what you had to say. You did what you had to do. But we know you wanted these fights. We know you wanted them. But you were restricted. And now that you have the opportunity to go over there and fight on this card and work with Eddie Hearn, you would have been all for it. But you let a lot of other people get in your head, or maybe contractually you couldn't get involved in some of these other cards, whatever. But I'm glad he's on the card. And win or lose, I know it feels like it's his last thing, and I got to get out of here. 15 minutes up. I know I said that it's a must win. It is a must win. But even if he is to lose this fight again, put him up there. Let him fight the loser of Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fighters that look like they fell completely off. Joseph Parker is one of them. And look at where he's at now. He's clearly a top 3, top 4 heavyweight right now. Just like that. So, when these fighters lose, I don't want to completely write them off. Yes, it's a must win for him because it's been bad for him lately. But he could still jump on a card. You know what I mean? Anyway, I got to get out of here, man. I will definitely be on live tomorrow morning. excuse me, and talk more about this fight. All right, please subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good day.